Welcome to the Sacred Rebels podcast. This is your host, Tay.
And co-host Amy.
We're the podcast that fearlessly dives into the depths of holistic healing. Join us as we empower you to embrace your divine journey, confront sexual trauma, conquer addictions, and rise with confidence with life after trauma. It's time to unlock the sacred rebel within and enter a transformative path to self-discovery and healing.
We are here to trigger you. By shattering stigmas and questioning societal norms, join us as we explore diverse stories of men and women showcasing that there's not one way to heal and the importance of community. Together, we will navigate the evolving human experience, embracing paths to growth and understanding. Let's heal, baby!
Hey y'all, welcome back to Sacred Rebels. Tonight we have Cassidy Amber Chapman back with us. We're so excited. We just took a 3-month hiatus. I am with child, and said child has been causing a lot of ruckus in there. So grateful to be feeling a little bit better and grateful to be continuing our mission. The purpose of this podcast is to reach people and to help people and to trigger and empower you. And so we're very excited to have Cassidy back. She just hosted our last Women's Circle, and she's home from her travels. If you didn't catch the first episode, you can go check that out to hear more about her story and her book and all things vibrancy codes. It's episode 21. So she's just going to kind of fill us in on what life looks like now, especially after all your travels, all the fun stuff. And yeah, we're going to start off how we always start off.
Big deep breath, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Really expel all the energy out. And then a big inhale in through the nose. Connect in, open your heart, open your mind, and then just let it go. And Cassidy pulled a card for us this evening.
I did, and it kind of scared me.
Ooh.
Those are the good ones, right? So this card was no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. And it says you're being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we're looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is guidance in itself. We all go through times that knowing as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward at this time to move forward. Potent, congruent yes when the time is right will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because it seems like the only option. Take a breather and wait. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time is movement comes, you will be ready to dive right in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and take a rest, to take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom, and you will have the reserve space and drive to say yes and move quickly. So work your light. Say no, postpone, or wait. Let's just say, without getting too specific, there's a particular thing in my life that and it's honestly so amazing and utterly divine timing that this card came, because the message today is like about listening to divine guidance. And I mean, I'll talk about some of the divine guidance and like the story behind that, where it's like so clear. It's like okay, and there's some clarity around things like I didn't even want, but it's just a clear yes. But there's been something in my life where I keep asking, and I don't feel like I'm getting an answer at all. And it's almost like I kind of know what the answer is, but I'm really scared for that to be the answer, for that to be a no.
Yeah. I feel that.
I'm still trying to navigate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I feel like that can be hard, especially when you want something and you think it's right for you, but really like the universe knows better and they're just like, nope, this isn't for you right now. And they're trying to like, trying to tell you, but you're almost like not listening. I know that's the case for me.
I'm
Like
straight up not listening.
yeah, like just not listening, not taking any signs, not taking any of the hints. I'm just like, nope, I'm going to fucking do it and I'm going to do it and it's going to get done. And like sometimes it's just like not meant to be right this moment. Doesn't mean it'll never happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And no message is a message.
Yeah.
And no message is a message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the hardest part to accept.
that's
You're like, where's my sign? No sign is a sign.
Because it
Oh,
really
man.
turns you back. Almost, I feel like it's a part of trusting yourself.
Yeah.
Where it's like the universe isn't going to give you a message because you already know it's a very clear no in your body. That it's like, okay, like you say you trust yourself. You say you're like doing this in alignment. Like, you know, I don't have to give you a message for this one because you should know.
ooh. Okay, well, I feel called out.
I feel attacked.
No, like in the best way. And it's funny because today, like, you know, I will talk about the travels and all the things, but I have to set up the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what I really want to express today is how to take a leap of faith, and like setting up the time of me leaving, setting up that story. I almost wanted to tell it the last time I was here, but it wasn't ready. Like I knew it wasn't ready yet. And of course, like we had an amazing podcast about, you know, my original story. So all as well. I mean, I didn't even know there was going to be a second time, but there's a second time. So it's kind of wild. So I'm going to start with how this, you guys kind of experienced it, how music and leaps of faith and all of the things just began to circulate in my vicinity. And this started with, it's still unbelievable to me that I went to this yoga open mic night one night. And
Locally?
I was going to say, what's that? Wait,
Locally?
can you explain what that is?
Oh, I got you. Exactly. I was like, what is that? And so I went. And it was actually much further. It was in Salem, Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they don't do them anymore, or right now they paused. So that's why, you know, I was having some thoughts of doing them here. But the yoga open mic night was like, it was an integration of breath work and like conscious activities, and then like an open mic night but the thing is that people were sharing their original things, or they were riffing on their, like on site or like in the moment. I was so intimidated. Like there was just people.
So like improv.
Yeah,
Kinda.
it was like improv or original.
Okay.
Like poetry night kind of too?
Kind of, yeah. So,
open mic,
but
like,
it was, so there was an integration of music. Some people were just going up and sharing a story. Some people were doing comedy. Some people were like doing music medicine. Some people were chanting. Like it was
That's so cool.
it was amazing.
I feel like I love that.
Yeah. That's why I was like,
everybody sharing their unique gifts,
Yeah,
whatever
their
it may
unique
be,
gifts,
highlighted.
exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. So it was just very cool for me to be a part of, but I was so triggered because I kept feeling like when I went, I was like, oh, maybe I'll sing like an Alicia Keys song or something, you know, like, but that wasn't the vibe. The vibe was not to do something of someone else. It was something from your pure heart.
Something of you.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. That's not happening. And so, but I'm sitting there and I could just feel like I'm supposed to be up there, but like there was just so much resistance in my body. It was just not going to happen. But it still was one of the best nights of my life. Like the amount of community, the amount of like expression, it was transcendent. And a couple weeks later, actually at that open mic night as well, I was talking to a friend and she was like, God has a dream for you beyond your wildest imagination. And I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, like, let me try this out. So I did like a little meditation and I was like, all right, well, what do you want for me? Like, what do you want? And I was just like, you know, I've been trying to just do this on my own too. Like, Like, I know I've been feeling into guidance, but like, what do you want? Like, what is something beyond my wildest imagination that I wouldn't even know about? And I just had this image of me singing in front of people, like in front of this like big crowd. And I was like, I laughed. Like, I was like, oh, that's like nothing. There's like nothing to that. There was just like, for me, there was nothing to it. I was like, oh, that's funny. Hee hee. Like, that was
not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, it wasn't even resistance. Cause it was just like,
oh, really?
Cause it
You're
was
just like not believing it.
I was like, oh, it's just a silly thought that came through my head. I was like, it's a silly thought. That's not happening. And after that, a couple weeks later, I woke up with this super heavy feeling on my heart. Like, it felt like my blanket was steel.
Wow.
I like was trying to peel the blanket off of me, and my body felt like there was sandbags.
Wow.
It's like my body was just I was like, what even happened? Like, I was just so confused because I was like, la 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 the day before and nothing really happened. So I was like, am I hungry? Like,
Hungry, angry, lonely, tired, check. You're like, oh, okay, this is it.
And I did everything that day. Like, I tried to go to the grocery store. I tried to get high vibe food, and I ate, and nothing was working. Like, I mean, I felt such a heaviness in my body, and I was doing everything. Nothing was working. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, there was to the point where I was sitting in my car going to the grocery store, and I had my hands on the wheel, and I couldn't move. I could not move. I was like, it feels like there's cement now in my body. Like, I can't even move, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So I was like, what is going on? And I finally like just went into the front of the mirror, and I did mirror work. I'm sure you guys know mirror work. And so I like to do the Lisa Nichols version, where, you sit in the front of the mirror, you look yourself in the eyes, you tell yourself, I love you, and you say your name, and then you say, I'm proud of you for, I forgive you for, I commit to you. And I was doing my normal daily mirror work, and I was like, I'm here for you, I love you. I don't know what's wrong, but I'm here. And I just began bawling. And I was like, okay, like, what am I crying about? But all right. Maybe it's just things that need to happen. And then affirmations just started to come out of me. Like, it felt like I wasn't even speaking. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to speak them. They were just coming out of me. It was like, I am brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be, I am brave, I am bold. And then all of a sudden it was, I am brave, I am bold, I am like, who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me. And then an entire song came through. And I was like, what just happened? And immediately a message came through, and it was, you will release a song in a year. And I said, I'm over here arguing with spirit. I said, no, I will not. That is not happening. That will not happen. And I just felt immediately again, it was like, you will.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I said I was going to be an intuitively led person. And so I just wrote it down the date. And I was like, okay, like that's going to happen. This is not the first song I've written since I was a kid. Like, since I was like 10 years old. So it's been 15 years, 16 years. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, this is going to happen. I don't play a instrument, nothing. Like, I have no idea how this is going to happen. And I got the next intuitive hit. You will perform in the next open mic night. At the next yoga open mic night, which happened to be a week later. I was like, what the heck? I was like, all right, fine. This is a safe space. So I'm just gonna do it.
Just express yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it a cappella because I don't know how to compose music yet. And so I go to the open mic night, and I'm explaining the story to everybody. And I just say, like, I have to sing this a cappella, so I'm just gonna sing it. And I ended up singing it. And people are crying. I'm like, what's going on? And before I could get off stage,
I literally have chills. I'm like,
before I could get off stage, someone yelled out, I want to help you compose the music.
oh my God.
I was like, what? Oh, and this is just the beginning. Are you ready for a crazy ass story?
God.
Girl, I'm here. I feel
Here
this
for
in my
it.
bones because I actually just said it this morning when I was in the treatment center. Like, I'm a traveling musician. And like that's honestly so fucking wild to me. Like I get paid to take my instruments and play them all over the place. And even in other countries I get to go to Mexico and I'm like, wait a minute, like I'm a traveling musician. Sometimes it just like hits me and I'm like, how? Like, cause I beyond my wildest dreams, like it's insane. Like I could have never imagined my life being this way. Like if you ever would have like I get it. Like there is nothing crazier, and it's just so beautiful when we trust that intuition and we dive in and we do the bold, courageous,
Even
brave.
when you're scared, you do it scared.
Yeah, you
do it scared.
You do it scared. All right, you ready for the?
Yeah,
Are you ready for it to get
I'm
crazier?
ready.
Also,
Are you ready, Sacred Rebels?
Sacred Rebels. Well, it gets crazier. So after that night, you know, me and him, I just kind of, we end up discussing, like, we end up trading services. He wanted some coaching and stuff like that. So, you know, we were going to do that. And then, so after that night, I laugh because you guys don't even know what's coming. All right. So after that night, I had this, like, I'm thinking that this is going to be one song, right? Like I agreed to one song and that's about it. And I'm resistant to that in the first place. I don't even believe that's going to happen at all. And I'm sitting one day and I have this super heavy feeling that comes. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I'm getting really scared. Like, it's a super heavy feeling. And, like, again, I can't even move my body. And then the second song comes through. And I was like, what the heck? Then about a month later,
I'm like, wait, are you going to sing a little part of the second song? Because your voice is just so beautiful. Can you just, like, give us a, like, what's the second song?
I know, you guys.
Just
So,
a little bit.
and she, like, shocked the shit out of us, I think, at the last women's cycle. Like, we weren't expecting it. She led us through, like, this beautiful meditation and, like, some breath work. And then in the middle of this meditation, like, you know, guided meditation, when they're telling you, you know, highest self meditation, she starts, like, singing in between. It was so beautiful and so profound. I think, like, all of us were, like, in shock. At one point, I, like, opened my eyes and I was like, wait, is she singing right now? Like, is she singing? And then she would go straight back to talking. And then a few minutes later, like, a few lines later, she would sing the affirmation part. Like, it was so beautiful the way that you, like, did that. And I feel like it made you come back, because meditation is hard. Like your mind wanders and you want to be on task, but like your mind wanders. But that is such a good idea to be like, hey, are you listening? Like, bring it back. Like, here I am fucking singing it to you. Yeah. I was like, whoa, like, was not expecting that whatsoever. And it was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll get to that part too. But yeah, it's an integration, and that's why it's so powerful. It's like like, if you think about neuroscience and the basis of neurological rewiring of neuroplasticity, you do breath work, meditation, and affirmations, and also somatic, like, tapping.
The tapping.
It's
big.
unbelievable, that mixture. And, you know, it has been obviously shown to be a great thing to do. So after that, the next month, I won't be singing all of them because there's too many. But the next song came through. Like, I had this heavy feeling in my heart, and a song came through. So the next time I felt a heavy song, like a heavy feeling, I knew the fourth song wanted to come through. And I literally felt it. I looked up and I said, no. I will not receive it. I refused to do yoga that day. I refused to meditate because I knew if I was going to get into, like, a altered state, it was going to come through. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to refuse. I refuse the song because I only said one, and that's it. It was like, I'm not doing this. Because, I mean, the limiting beliefs around everything was, like, so strong. And, oh my God. The next morning, I woke up to a text message from a guy who helps me with my websites. Totally random text message from a guy who helps me with my websites. And he sent me what looked like a poem. And he said, can you put a melody to these lyrics?
Oh my God.
What? I was like, I refused to accept this message, and you literally texted it to me?
Wow.
So I ended up making a melody to the song. and it felt like my song. I mean, this guy, it's a guy sending me, "You're a warrior, you're a queen, nothing can stop you, nothing in between." Like, why would this guy be like writing that? And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, like, if I end up having an album, can I put this in there?" And he goes, "Absolutely." He was like, first of all, I don't even sing in English. Second of all, I don't know why I wrote this. I just felt like sending it to you.
Oh my God. I cannot. I cannot.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Because this gets crazier.
Oh my God. Like,
I love this shit.
I know, me too.
I'm like, yep, I'm ready.
And
for
I
all the
believe,
crazy
and I
things.
believe all of it. Like, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And I was
all of it.
I was like, I was like, okay, at this point, I can't stop this from happening. I don't know what's happening. I think I opened up, like I said, "What do you want from my life?" And then like things were coming through, and I was like, can you give me like synchronicities and easy things and the things that I've been asking for, and not this? Like, yeah. Then obviously when the heavy feeling came, I would just let the song come through at this point.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
would know at this point.
all right, this is like it's like birthing pains.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was just like, all right, like, we're just going to let them come through. So the, fifth song came through, sixth song through, seventh song came through, and on. And so at this point.
Is this like while you're traveling, or is this like
so
while
this
you're
is,
still
this,
home?
This is before. And this
Okay.
is where you'll see where it all comes together.
Okay. Okay. I'm like waiting for it.
You'll be on the edge of your seat for a second. But so once all of those songs were coming through, like none of the songs were being composed yet. So the guy, I was coaching him, and he was talking about how he was burnt out. He was giving way too much to people. Like he was burning the stick at both ends. And I was like, okay, like it is not a line for me to be like, so where are my compositions at?
Where are my songs at, dude?
Literally. So I was like, I have no idea how it's going to happen. And low key, like, I'm like, it doesn't need to happen. And I go to this friend's birthday party, and this guy comes up to me like wide-eyed, and he goes, "I have this burning feeling that I'm meant to talk to you." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, let's talk. And somehow, some way, the conversation became about music. And by the end, he said, I told him, I don't talk about, at that point, I didn't talk about music much. But for some reason, I ended up feeling comfortable. And he ended up offering to both compose and produce the music. And I was like, what the heck is that? I'm not even doing anything. Like, I'm not even, this is just.
Like trying hard at this point. You're like, all
I'm
these
actually
people are falling
actively
in my
resisting
lap.
this. And I'm like, again, can you make the other things easier that I've been asking for? And so me and him started to work together, and it's like super weird to work with somebody with music for the first time. Like, it's super vulnerable. Like, you're really showing like your naked self. And so for both of us, it was the first time we were ever working with other people. And but after 7 weeks, I realized that there was not one note to any of the songs yet. And I was like, I wonder if this is like the artistic process I don't understand, or like this is not happening here. And again, like, I'm not like, oh, this needs to happen. It's like, all right, well.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So during these 7 weeks that I was working with this guy, I met this girl dancing. I'm a bachata dancer. And I met this girl dancing, and she had a song out. And so I invited her out to lunch because I wanted to, I was like, obviously I'm going to have to learn the process of, releasing songs. So like, why not I just ask somebody? And when we sat down for lunch, we never talked about music because it was like instant soul sister. I mean, we were talking about the depths of our souls. We were talking about everything but music.
Yeah.
It was instant like soul
Connection.
sister.
Yeah.
And we became so close by the time the 7 weeks were up. And so I knew she had a song out. So I was like, you know what? Let me call her and ask. So I called her, and I was like, hey, like, does it take 7 weeks to like, not have one note yet? Is like this a part of the artistic process? I'm like, am I not understanding it yet? And she was like, Cassidy, you have like the melody and the lyrics. You just need a composition. I said, yes. She goes, it should take under an hour. I was like, oh, that's very different.
Yeah.
She goes, for each song, it should take like about an hour. So I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, well, actually, I would love to help you. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Now she's like, all right, well, let's set up a time and let's meet. at my school. I was like, oh, cool. Where do you go to school? She goes, oh, I go to the Berklee School of Music.
Oh my God.
And I'm a
Dad.
songwriting major. What?
Unreal.
Are you joking? It gets even more wild from here.
Oh my gosh.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Because I still can't even believe that this was like
Happening.
That this was
Yeah.
happening. Because
sometimes you're just like, wait, what is life right now? Like, what is life?
yeah. And so after that, you know, I didn't know how it was going to get produced. And now this is where we're going to start talking about the traveling too. So at this point, me and her, actually, the first session that we had, actually the Who I Am song, the I am brave, I am bold, I'm who I'm meant to be. When we did that song, it felt like unconditional love was in the room. It felt like an alignment of beyond alignment. I can't even explain what happened in that room when we composed that song.
Just like magic.
It was magic. It was pure magic. And so I was like, you know what? This is fun. Like composing the songs is not so bad. Like I'll just compose the songs. It doesn't mean that they're going to be produced or released, you know? And so at the time now, as we're working on the music, I buy my one-way ticket to Colombia. And I was for a month and a half away. I bought a ticket a month and a half away. And I was going to have to, so what ended up happening in my life was a do or don't kind of place. At the time, some of it is not my story to tell, so I honor that. But one day I woke up with my bank account being completely drained.
Oh my God.
And at the same time, at that month, right before I bought my ticket, suddenly all my clients lost their jobs. It was the weirdest shift of everything.
Yeah.
And I mean selling furniture to be able to pay for food.
Yep.
I mean overnight. Had money, had plenty, was fine. Overnight drained
Gone.
bank account. Gone.
Wow.
And so I was like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. And this is all while this magical music stuff is happening. And I'm over here how do I survive?
Oh my God.
And for me, I don't really take on new coaching clients if my energy is super chaotic. And also I never take a client because I need money. I take a client because they're investing in themselves.
Yeah.
They're investing in their timeline, and that money is used in that way, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm very energetically clean about that, right?
Yeah.
And so at the time I was like, okay, if I really can't take new coaching clients and that's my main source of income and my bank account has been drained, and how is this all gonna happen? And I just remember and at the time I also was going to need to leave my my living situation. I was gonna be forced to leave, and so I was like, well, what am I gonna do? So I ended up having to, it was that was the moment I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna do the thing that I've been wanting to do for 2.5 years, which was just be a full-time nomad. And it was
and just figure it out as you go.
I kept hearing, trust me, trust me, trust me. My bank account was meant to be drained so that I would take the leap.
Yeah.
And it was buy the one-way ticket, buy the one-way ticket. So I was like, how am I gonna afford food while I'm gone? You know what I mean? And so I ended up just buying the one-way ticket on a credit card. And I was like, I would love to be able to work at a place 5 days a week, 12 hours a day until I go for a month. I had no idea how it was going to happen, but I was like, that'd be great to get my savings back. And the next day after I had bought the ticket, my old boss called me and she goes, I am so sorry. I know you have a business now. I know you're super busy. I need you for the month of July, and I need you for 5 days a week, 12 hours a day.
My God. And what was it? What were you doing?
So I used to do a lot. I was a personal assistant, nanny, all the things.
Okay. Yeah.
a one and all package.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was just, I was like, oh my God, how is this
divine?
Yeah. And then so once that was happening, the coaching clients came back because I energetically could, right?
Yeah.
And I was completely fine right after buying the ticket.
Wow.
And having nothing in my bank account and buying it on a credit card.
Yeah, it's that energetic step. It's like the universe rewards you for just taking action, like,
And having faith.
Scared action, yeah, and having faith. Like, I say that all the time. I'm like, even if you think you can't do it, because like the biggest limiting belief is like, oh, I can't afford that. It's like, figure it the fuck out and make it happen. Like, I say it to my husband all the time. Lately, he's been like in this scarcity mindset. I'm like, babe, we will not lack. Like, there is no lack. He's like, well, like, work's kind of getting slow and winter's coming. I'm like, last winter was your busiest time that we had. Like, there's no lack.
Yeah.
Let's not even go there. Like, don't allow your mind to even go there. Like, we're not worrying about money next month. We're here right now,
Yeah.
today. Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because, like, sports stuff is coming up and school starting and all this, like, extra finances and Hayes' gymnastics and dance and all this shit is, like, hundreds of dollars a month, like, automatic payment. Mm-hmm. So he's like, what the fuck, Tay? And I'm like, it's fine. We're going to be fine. Like, I'm not even worried about it. He's like, yeah, you're not worried about it because you don't see it. I'm like, oh, like, we're going to be okay. Like, I know we'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's, like, this, like, deep trust of, like, no, there is no lack. Like,
Money is energy.
yeah, like, there
I
is
have
no lack.
no explanation how I'm making it right now. Honestly, there's
there's no lack.
absolutely no explanation, but like sometimes my bank account will get real low and then all of a sudden
Comes
it's
in.
like bing bing, private session here, book this, retreat this,
Yep.
Yep.
big money payment this,
Yep.
5 people need private sessions that week,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, right, because money is energy, and
Yeah.
like it just needs to
just
remind
flows.
me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's no attachment to it.
Exactly.
I have no attachment to it because somehow, some way, I'm always fucking okay. I always
Yep.
have food.
Yeah.
I always have gas in my car to get
Yeah,
myself.
exactly.
My kids
Always
have
figure it
everything.
out.
Always
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
It always works out.
Always.
Everything's always figure outable. So I'm
Yes.
like, just do it. Like, just say yes. Like,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to money stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, maybe that's reckless. And Dill's like, oh, well, that's just like, sometimes I'll be like, that's like stupid. I'm like, no, it's a mindset. Like, it's literally a mindset. Like, there is no lack. We will be fine. I'm going to manifest it for you, even if you don't believe it yet. Like, we are going to be abundant. Like, perfectly abundant.
One thing that I will warn though is that people try to force alignment, saying like, I want this to happen. My ego, like I want this to happen, and so the universe is just gonna make it happen. No, you can feel in your spirit.
Yep.
Oh, I'm in alignment, and this
Yep.
is scary, but I know I'm gonna be caught because I'm being told that this is what I'm supposed
Yep.
to do. Not like, you know what, I'm gonna direct what I want exactly to happen here.
Yeah.
And then
not
they're
saying like ring up credit card debt, guys.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out and max all your credit cards.
Yeah,
Like, if
no.
I'm just
No.
saying, have a little bit of faith and trust if something's like real tight and you want to do something and you're like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know if I can afford it.
And there has to be action. You
Yeah.
can't
There
just
has to be
manifest
action.
it. You have
Action.
to your integrity and your actions need to align
Yeah.
with what you want.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, I want this like house, and then just sit on your ass and just expect the universe to just
Yeah.
like
Provide.
gift you a house.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
no, you gotta work, but
Yeah.
like you'll figure it out. Like and work towards the alignment that's already yours.
Yeah.
Or putting yourself in situations to meet new people. Like, go out and like do uncomfortable shit to like put yourself in a room with different people, like-minded people. Like, you want to be around like-minded
Like,
people.
come to a yoga open mic night
yeah,
if we
there you
host
go.
one. So
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Already happening.
yeah, it's already happening. So during that time, I was like really in emotional turmoil. I was getting rid of everything I've had for my entire life. Like, I mean, selling all of my things to the point where I had to be able to fit into my 2-door car. And because I kept having dreams, like, don't sell your car. I was like, okay, I won't sell my car. But everything else, like, I pretty much sold a
Yeah.
whole lot.
It's got to go.
Yeah. And I was going to have to live in a suitcase for however long. I didn't know how long I was going to be gone. It could have
Yeah.
been years.
Yeah.
I thought my family was going to move somewhere else. So I even thought, like, I wasn't going to come back to Boston for, like, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe years. And so at this point, I'm in emotional turmoil. I, like, you know, during this whole, like, I'm just writing and just making music, and just because, you know, the universe, God is just telling me to.
Yeah.
But again, now at this point, I had bought a ticket for a month and a half away. I was like, okay, there's no way that this is going to get produced. Like, there's just no way. So one day, like, after I'm working with my friend who, like, after a songwriting session, we were in the cafeteria, and this guy comes up to her, and they're like, oh my God, god, you know, like when you see your like a really good friend, like they're super excited to see each other. So then me and him look at each other and we go, oh my god, it's you. And this guy and I had met on a bachata night like months prior.
Oh my god.
Like we had this like magical dance of like the most authentic inner child. He didn't really know how to dance bachata, but we had so much fun. It was this. So in bachata, you like it's a social. So you switch partners every song. And so me and him had just danced together. We didn't exchange each other's names or numbers or anything, and we didn't see each other again until that moment.
Wow.
And so we all sat down, and it was like Soul Tribe was ignited, and we stayed till 3 a.m. just like talking, and it was just magical. And the next day, my friend called me, and she said, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what? Like at this point, I'm
Oh my god.
and I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like, nothing surprises me at this point. Lay it on me.
She goes, I told him about your project. And I was like, yay. Like one part of me, yay. But another part of me, like, please be quiet about this. I don't want anyone to know. And she was like, no, Cassidy, that's not the surprise. I was like, what? She goes, he's a producer and he wants to help produce your music.
Oh my gosh.
I said, what? I'm so confused. Why does everyone want to help with this? Like at this point, what? And it gets just a little bit crazier. And I'll switch off to the other part after. But so he and I started to work together, and like there was so much about music that I was just so resistant to. This entire journey of music, I was like, no, I'm not good enough. Yeah. Like why am I doing this? I don't
all the limiting beliefs.
All the limiting beliefs. Like, what am I doing? Like this is so odd. And so me and him are working together, and like it's a lot more to the production process than I ever imagined, and I was like really overwhelmed. And he was like, okay, like I'm gonna have to do like notate, like so that means like make the music sheet. So like he made the music and stuff, and he was making the music sheet, and he said it's gonna take a little while. It's like, okay. So about 2 weeks go by. So at this point, I had 2 weeks left before I was about to leave. I was like, there's no way this is getting produced now. Like no way, no, not happening. And especially because I didn't know when I was gonna come back to Boston. I bought a one-way ticket, and I thought I was gonna be gone for like years. Or I had no idea. I honestly had no idea how long I was going to be gone. And we didn't message each other. We just like kind of weren't messaging each other. And one night, 2 weeks before I left, I had this dream. And in this dream, I was trying to show my friend the song. And like I pressed play, which by the way, she didn't even, in real life, she didn't know that there was a song being made, okay? But in the dream, I was trying to show her the song, and there was no vocals. It was just the background music. And I could hear in the dream, like, if you don't record now, it won't happen. And I was like, what? And so in the dream, I go into the next room, and my producer was sitting on the floor. And this room was, like, filled with chestnut wood. You know, like that really dark,
rich,
beautiful, rich chestnut wood. And I sat down, and he, for some reason, held me from behind. And, like, we took a deep breath in together. And then I saw, like, the throat chakra symbol, like, in the air. I mean, it's a dream, you know. So.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And then he started whispering in my ear, do not give up. You got this. Do not give up. You got this.
Wow.
The world needs this song. And I remember hearing, like, I'm very message driven in my dreams, and I could hear, like, I told you to do this song, you must do it. And I woke up and I was like, God damn it, okay. And so I turned my phone off airplane mode. And again, we hadn't messaged each other in weeks. And he had messaged me, my producer. He goes, I have a surprise for you. I go, oh my God, no way. Like, I just had a dream about you.
Oh my God.
He was like, no way. I was like, yeah. And he was like, I have a surprise. And so we met up, and his surprise was like working at this like cool new building where we could work at a grand piano, like where we could work at a grand piano. And we both sat down on the piano bench. And now, as soon as I sat down, I started bawling, like in
Oh
tears.
my gosh.
I was like, I'm not good enough for this. My voice is terrible. I was like, I don't know, have enough vocal training for this. I was like, I just became a keynote speaker. I just became an author. I'm doing coaching. Who are people gonna think I am? Like, I was like, I'm not good enough. Why am I doing this? And I mean, tears just streaming, like convulsing. And for some reason, because we were sitting at the piano bench, he held me from behind. And we took a deep breath in together.
My God.
And then he started
Cassidy.
whispering in my ear, Cassidy,
You're gifted.
don't give up. You got this. Cassidy, don't give up. You got this.
Oh my God.
My eyes widened. I was in the Chestnut Wood room I had never been in because it was a brand new building. That was in the dream.
Holy shit. It's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy.
can't make it
but-
up.
Yeah, you can't make that shit up.
And the more you trust in like the crazy shit that happens in my life, and I'm just like, we do it all the time. It's like, you literally can't make this shit up. And so I've had so many experiences so similar that I'd like, it's the facts. This is what happens when you realize in every moment that the universe is always working for you and not against you. And when you switch your mindset and perception to that energy, the universe shows the fuck up, and it is absolutely wild.
Yeah,
It's
epic.
I mean, and I started screaming, I dreamt this moment. I dreamt this moment. I dreamt this moment. And he goes, what? I said, I dreamt this moment.
You're like, not metaphorically, like I actually dreamt this moment.
And I told him, because I had told him prior, like, I had a dream about you, but I didn't say anything. I was just like, oh my God, I had a dream about you.
Yeah.
And both me and him were like, just mouths dropped, like, oh, God wants us to do this. And like, we both felt shivers. And we practiced the song in that moment. And again, like, there was just this energy in the room that was
Yeah.
No human words.
Indescribable.
indescribable. And, you know, we were able to actually record before I left. Now, the recording process and producing process has been a whole other thing, but that's a story for another time. But clearly, when God wants, and when you really say, like, okay, I accept whatever the dream is beyond what I can dream.
Yeah.
Like, it comes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you know.
I feel like
I know you know.
Fucking no.
I know you know.
Like, I can't. I'm gonna cry. Like,
Yeah.
I literally, like,
I know.
beyond my wildest dreams. Like,
Yeah.
the Friday when I did that pool event and the sound bath and the sun like on the sunrise and the sun beach, I was just like, I couldn't even have imagined dreaming this. And I just, like, open myself up. I see it. I have a vision of it. And I just fucking create it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, within weeks. It's like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, oh, I put a Facebook post. I'm like, oh, I want to do a sound bath in a pool, thinking I was going to do a pool in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what I thought.
Yeah.
And some girl that, like, I've known, like, 13 years ago, we, like, worked together at a restaurant. And she's like, oh, how about this pool? And she just built a private pool. It's for a pool school. I can fit 30 people in it. The ceiling retracts. It's all glass. You can see the stars through the sky. The pool's 90
sick.
degrees.
Oh
It's
my
sick.
God. You gotta
I'm
do it
like,
again. You gotta do it
Oh,
again.
it'll be all winter long.
Oh,
like, it was
bet.
sold out instantly, and everyone was like, this was the most amazing experience I've ever had. And thinking in the winter, like, it's 90 degrees and there are the pools at night, people will be able to get to swim and connect and, like, just like a whole nother experience.
That's amazing.
And just open yourself up.
Well, and
just ask the questions.
Yes.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
and it's going to be things that you don't expect. And honestly, the things that are going to push you
I'm like,
past
baby,
your
in my
limits.
stomach. Wow. Like, I wanted it, but wow, it's actually happening.
Yeah, but you wanted it.
I did, but I
You
wanted it like
wanted
a
it.
year ago or like 2 years ago when Hayes was still little. Like, but everything happens how it's supposed to, right? And
Absolutely.
I truly believe this is happening when both my kids are starting school, so I have like time with the baby on her own.
Yeah.
And my kids will be old enough to help. Like,
Yeah.
I really believe that everything is
working for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when it first happened, like, there was so much resistance, right? It's like, what the fuck? I didn't want this right now. I didn't expect this. I just had this like life planned that my kids are going to school. I was gonna like start working on my business and have all this free time. And oh my God, it was finally gonna be like about me. Like, I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past fucking 5.5 years. Like, oh my God, I get to like do stuff for me. And then like, here we go. Boom. Nope. Like you're not, but that's like a clear message to me of like, you're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Like what is planned for you now is what's meant to be. And then like, this is going to help you level up in a way where like whatever comes next, you will be ready for. Like, that's how I've been taking it. And just like learning to like, truly like this past few months has been like surrender and just like trust the process. Like I'm trying to surrender and just trust that like, nope, like this is clearly meant to be. We were not trying whatsoever, like super safe about it always. Like this was clearly meant to be, and I have to like start accepting that because I preach it all the time. Like what's meant to be will be. But then this, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And it'll be beyond what you ever imagined.
Beyond.
Like, you know.
And I think this baby is going to like, I keep seeing it in my dreams. Like she is going to come into our lives and she is going to literally help us all level up in a way that like we're all needing as a family. Cause like, it's true. Like we're getting comfortable right now. My husband says it all the time. He's like, dude, comfortable is boring. Like, fuck it. We need to like stir some shit up. Like, I honestly think that like when this
kid
baby,
will definitely do that.
like when this baby
yeah.
comes, like we're going to have to be forced into like a new routine and new things that are going to be beneficial for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, I just truly believe that now I'm getting to the point where I'm like actually getting excited and I'm like, no, like this is actually going to be like dope. This is going to be dope.
It didn't help that you were literally dying on
I
us.
know. And I wasn't well, like at all, you guys. And I still am not well. Like if I'm just being honest, like I cry daily. I'm like so mentally unwell. And I think it's, you know, the added hormones, obviously. I'm already mentally unstable. So pregnant, mentally unstable is like a whole nother level of mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I've spent too much time in my head questioning and not trusting. And so like now I'm learning to be like, okay, no, and like having to slow down. Like I'm used to like go and like coming here and doing the podcast and doing all these things. And then it just like the past 3 months was like, nope, you're not going to work out. You're not going to leave the house. You're going to lay in bed because that's all I can physically fucking do. Like I couldn't even feed myself. Like it's been
You're
brutal.
growing a human.
Yeah. It's been brutal. So just a lot of trusting the process and surrendering and being like, oh shit, okay, like this is meant for me. Like this is happening for me, not to me. Like not, this isn't like oh, you wanted this, so now you got it. Like, you know, it was like one of those things. It was like, oh, funny, haha, like thanks. Like,
Well, when I was forced out of my living situation, like I was like, I had no, like it was the most faith I've ever had. And like I literally had $0 in my bank account overnight.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I was like, you know what? I actually am very grateful because I was like, I have this feeling something incredible is about to happen.
Yeah.
And when I got into Colombia, I swear I was bawling my eyes out because it was more than I could ever have imagined.
That's so beautiful.
I mean, the way was laid out. Every country was laid out. It was this.
It seemed so effortless. Like I would watch your stories and I would watch your journey and like it just seemed like so effortless and like you were always smiling and always happy and I'm doing this and then I'm gonna go here next week and I'm just like whoa, what is happening?
Like being in 6 countries, that's quick. Was
I know.
Unbelievable. It was an incredible journey of just kind of going forward and the journey was actually. It's funny. It took a leap of faith, and then it was a continuous leap of faith. Like it was like, you know, right now I'm leaning on the word God. So like if you want to use God, universe, mother nature, whatever you want to use. But it was just a complete surrender to God. It was a complete faith. It was just like everything was happening. And like the intuitive hits were coming quicker than I ever could have imagined. And the downloads when I like, it was like, I could tell a whole other podcast about like the exact, like the synchronicities about where I was supposed to be. But it was when I was in those spaces, I would have these crazy visions and downloads. And one of them was telling me like, I couldn't sleep one night. I had a heavy feeling. You know what? If you have a super heavy feeling and you don't know what it's coming from, you're probably birthing something into existence. If you're feeling birthing pains, it's okay. Like you're actually on the right track. And I was feeling this super heavy feeling and this whole integration of music, meditation, visualization, somatics, like came together and it was like, you will start doing these performances. And I was like, that's not happening. I like, excuse my French, but I was like, fuck. fuck.
And you did it.
Okay, but that's the crazy part. If you would have told me it was in Colombia that the vision came through. I was like 5-10 years. I was like, that can happen in 5-10 years.
Yeah. Like giving yourself a timeline.
Then the next day after that vision came through, one of my mentor, who is my mentor now, but like I had no idea, we had no connection to each other, literally no connection to each other. She friended me on Facebook. By the way, on Instagram. She followed me on Instagram. And by the way, there's no music or anything that's on my Instagram at that point, right? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing music related.
I look at her account. First of all, she's like a super influencer with over like 50,000 followers. She barely follows anybody, and she does integration of music, and somatics and
Holy shit.
And I was like, what is going on? And then on that same day, not only did that happen, I messaged her too. I was like, why did you follow me? She's like, I have no idea. Like, it was just like, I felt like we were supposed to connect. Like, I just followed you.
Oh my God.
And at the same day as well, I had talked to a friend, and for some reason I told her the whole story. And this was the friend that, she was a friend and client that I actually stayed with in Chile. And, she was two countries away from what I was going to do. But she was like, did you know that like we're musicians? Like her and her girlfriend. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. She was like, I'm going to get you your first gig while you're here.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, no. I'm not
ready for that.
No. And so in Chile was when I first started really doing the integration
with the music and the meditation.
Oh my
gosh.
And I started doing a lot of open mic nights, and it just natural. Well, the thing is, actually, I didn't even mean to start it. Let's go back. So what I would do was, when I would share people the story of like the music, and I wasn't meaning to do any performances. That was not going to happen. I was just going to share, the story with people about how the song was going to come out and
came to fruition.
And so what I started to do was I would sing a little bit, and I would explain the verse. Then I would sing a little bit, then I would explain the verse. And like I did that because I was just like, honestly, I was just explaining the song, and like what it all meant. And people were starting to be like, holy shit, like I've never felt this like resonance, like music has never gotten to me like that. Like you explaining it, and then you speaking, and then singing, and then speaking, and then singing, and then they were like, there's something about like you need to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And so like I'm like low key doing it in like safe spaces at this point. Like I'm doing it online open mics, and then of course it became more and more and more as soon as I came back. I was doing a lot, and then of course I did it here too. And I've started doing it, but do I say I understand what's happening? Absolutely. If you told me in Colombia that I was actually going to be doing this within 4 months of that vision,
wild.
I would have been like, you're insane. There's no way I'm doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way. And it's like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm going to be honest. I do not understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm going to listen to the guidance anyway.
Absolutely.
The song will be coming out very soon as well. Production takes a long time, but actually a very significant thing happened right before I got here, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that, makes sense. Being able to release the song soon. That song will be coming out, and I will continue to do these integrated performances. It's almost like my speaking engagements are becoming these like speaking and using.
Honestly, like I had never heard of anything like that. Like truly, like I've never seen anyone do that. Like and I'm like, I go down rabbit holes on TikTok of like, spiritual influence, all this shit. Never had any type of experience like that. And when I swear to God, like something hit me, like you said, like people were telling you like, whoa, something about like just singing and explaining, like hit me so different. And I was able to really stay present the entire time. And when I tell you like meditation is not like my thing, like I don't breath work is way more my thing than meditation because my mind just like wanders. It was so easy to just boom, like snap right back here and like intently listen to what you were actually saying and the words that you were speaking. And I was like, whoa. And just like full body chills the whole time. Like the whole time.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Well,
She'll be doing them here.
Yeah. But then
I will be
also
doing
like
it.
teaching, right? Like now you're like a pioneer. We say it all the time. Like now you're a pioneer for other people to start like stepping up and doing the same thing, because how fucking cool would that be to like let this go on and go on and go on and go on and have people like literally do this, because it clearly works.
yeah.
Well, I've been saying it. I want to say, how long have I been saying
I know
wanna
that you wanna sing.
with my sound bowls?
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I used to always sing, and I was in choir from 6th grade to my senior year. But I will not sing in front of people. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally in
Same.
choir,
I'll
like
sing in front of Della and that's
concerts,
it.
like literally, like I fucking love to sing. And so there's this woman, Jamie, she comes here to
Yeah,
breathwork,
she's
and
incredible,
she's an
too.
incredible singer, and she's a voice coach at Berkeley. And she just got put in my path because, and you're just like, you literally can't make shit. But
You cannot make this up.
but I just get so insecure. And it's funny because I was in a meditation with Caitlin and Katie after Omna's baby blessing here,
Yeah.
which was like the energy
Oh my
was so
God.
beautiful, and the Pachimama song came on, and I just started fucking
bawling?
singing. No,
I was sobbing.
I did
with
hear you
sobbing,
sing.
singing.
yeah, well, I was singing when I was like
Yeah.
massaging Amna, but very gently, and I'll sing like when I'm waking people up from breath work, like in the Palo Santo's going on, and I usually put like a beautiful chorus song, like a song that I sing a lot, like I will sing it to help people like as I'm doing the Palo Santo, but it's very soft. So I'm starting, and I know, and people tell me all the time, because I do guided meditations at the treatment centers, and people are like, I just need your voice. Like there's something about your voice when you're doing guided meditations that I just...
Very soothing.
And that's there was like, do you have a Spotify? Like, do you have recorded like things of you doing? So that's the next step. There's so
Yeah.
much stuff happening, guys. I've just been like very quiet. I've this like love-hate relationship with social media, and I'm just like,
We
I'm
get it.
done like saying that I'm doing these
you have
things
to-
and just
I
like
believe in
Just show it.
I believe in
'Cause-
keeping some stuff private for now. You
Yeah.
know,
the clothing
It's
line
like-
drops in
yeah.
a few.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
there's
I
so
was
much
very,
stuff.
you guys are the first place that I'm sharing the story public.
Well, I mean, that's already happened though. Like I'm saying, as like I feel like working towards something. Like, yeah, there's something really cool about that accountability and speaking it out loud. But also, it's like, no, keep it to yourself for a little bit,
didn't
and like
tell
don't share.
nobody.
Exactly, like don't share. Like that's.
I didn't even want to do this.
Yeah,
You
like,
didn't even
that's
tell us
sacred to
any of
you.
that stuff.
Yeah, no.
On the podcast. You weren't
No.
even talking about singing. I don't think you mentioned singing at all.
There-
and this was
there would-
all happening.
It would never. It wouldn't have been able to come out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's just no way. Like
Yeah.
there was a part of me that really wanted to. Like I kind of felt like this was gonna happen, you know. But it was like a strong like. There was no way. The limiting belief, the millions of limiting beliefs
Yeah, I bet.
that I've had to go through to be able to do this. Like I think that's also like, because honestly, anything else, I'll be authentic. Like I will do it. It's no issue. You know,
Yeah.
like you want me to go by myself to a networking event? I've done that millions of times. You want me to, do something scary on stage that's not singing? I will do that. Like, and it's just, and it's funny because now that this song is coming out, it sounds very musical theater. It sounds,
I had said that to
Disney
you.
princess.
About it.
We said Disney princess. Like
Yeah.
Disney princess.
so it sounds like a
vibes.
Disney princess song.
No, like Disney princess vibes all the way. Loved every minute of it. Like loved every minute of it.
And you know what? I realized, I was like, I really want to make an inspirational, like,
I feel like that's literally who you are though, Cassidy.
Disney
It's like
princess.
it's so you. No, I'm so serious.
Yeah.
It's so you.
Well, every single person who's listened to the song so far, because it's been, they have like, oh my God, this sounds like a Disney princess song. This sounds like your Disney princess song.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess this is
Disney-
But
Disney's gonna
catch it
hire
out.
you
I know.
next.
I was just saying. Wait, we're
Literally
gonna put
their
that
next
out
Disney
there.
movie.
Oh yeah,
We're
Disney's
be-
gonna. Yeah, I would
And
love
then
that.
we're gonna be like, we had her on the podcast first. Don't forget where you came from.
Well, I knew that this was a perfect place to share this story with first.
Yeah,
Publicly.
absolutely. Love that. Thanks
Yeah.
for thinking of us.
Oh, I knew
We
it. Like
feel
I could
honored.
feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that has been. It's been honestly really, really difficult to like embrace all of this, right? Because again, at every stage, I'm like, no. And at this point, I'm like, all right. Okay, I accept.
Yeah.
Like it's this balance. Like, so what I really want to tell you, like, as you're listening, is if you are terrified, but you know, like, it's almost undeniable, your next step, be brave.
That means you have to do it.
Courageous, and all the things will just fall in line.
Yeah.
I posted a meme the other day that literally was like, bravery is fear.
Yeah.
Is basically fear masked. Like,
Yeah.
it is fear masked. Like, you have to be so afraid to do something to be brave enough to walk through it or to
Yeah.
go through it, to not care about the opinions of others or the outcome or what it's going to look like or any of it. Like, you just have to do it.
And sometimes you just need to practice. Like, when, to the point where, you know, I did the workshop for you guys, like the integrated stuff, I had done it, like, I think I've done it countless times. I might have done 100 times at this point.
Yeah.
Because I've done it so many. So now it feels like more integrated, right? Because
Yeah.
it's just like, I've done this 1,000 times. Like, I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure as I
Growing pains.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
I feel like breathwork was the same way. Like, now I'm way more comfortable, but my first few sessions, I was like a nervous wreck. And like, oh my God, am I going to stumble up on my words? Am I going to fuck shit up? Am I going to ruin someone's process? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, it's those uncomfortable things, but also being transparent and being like, listen, I'm learning. Like, I'm new at this. Like, we're just going to take a whack at this. Like, tell me if you love it or hate it. Like, let me know.
Well, and I think, so it's very uncommon, very, very uncommon to record a song once and release it in that format. I just kept feeling like, oh my God, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And the process has been tumultuous since leaving. But I remember listening to it and I was just crying. I was like, it's not good enough. I don't sound good enough. It's not good. And I just heard, you can't mess up what I have planned for you. And I heard, it's meant to be imperfect. Like, I want it this way. I made it this way.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, could you have, like, made it perfect?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm going to be releasing the song. And, I love the song. I'll listen to it over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I actually sing the song every time I'm about to do a scary step at this point. Like, it's like,
and they say your own voice is so healing to yourself.
Yeah.
So it's probably so healing to you to
Yeah.
listen to your own music. Like, how powerful.
Yeah. But I'm getting to the point now where it's like, okay, it needs to be out. Like, other people need to hear it.
Yeah, hear it.
There's going to be, like, there's something about the vibration of it, the consciousness of it, like, how the song itself is the embodiment. Like, me releasing the song is the embodiment of the message, right?
Yeah.
Be brave, be bold, be who you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, nothing can stop you. Even your own limiting thoughts
Yeah.
and beliefs, right? And so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe once the podcast is out, I don't know if you've already we'll have a little link to it.
Wednesday?
Well, it won't be ready for Wednesday.
Yeah. This will be out Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can sing a little bit of it if you want to give them a little
Like, you want a little
you
taste
want to
of
get a
it?
little taste of it. We can do a little pre-release.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
All right. When I think I've had enough, I tell myself to be open, tell myself to be open. I know that there is more. And when I look into the mirror, I see myself. I tell myself, fly, fly, fly. And I remember who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. I am brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing really can. I'm the fire, pure desire. Follow my heart where it wants to go, 'cause it tells me where I'm supposed to be. Burn away dishonesty, living authentically, so I listen intently. Who I am, who I am, who I am, who I am. I am brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing really can. Through trials and tribulations, I'm gonna be okay, and my fear is my friend and it allows me to be. My fear wants me to stop, I learn from it, I travel in its depths, I celebrate it, I celebrate the pain. I celebrate who I truly am, and who I am is brave. I am brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing can stop me, 'cause I'm brave, I am bold, I am who I'm meant to be. Nothing can stop me, nothing really can.
My God. Cassidy! Like, if I could scream right now into this mic, I would.
Thanks.
So good.
So
How
good.
can you say that you're not good? Like, oh my, that again, like, right? We're probably just overcritical of ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh,
Absolutely
thank you.
beautiful. It
Thank
really is.
Thank you.
And how you like integrate the words too in your process is just, you guys will have to experience it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
Well,
beautiful.
Maybe we'll have more here.
What a way to come back with the podcast.
Yes.
Bang. Okay, musical performance. Didn't even know it.
With the most epic story, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, epic story.
So good.
So wait, so what are some future plans now?
Yeah. So
Like, are you gonna travel again, or are you home?
So I don't. I think I'm gonna stay at least till the end of October, if not longer. I might be needed here, so I might stay longer. It'll really depend on if I'm needed.
Yeah.
And if I am, I might stay a little bit longer than expected. But I'm a traveler. I will always be traveling. So it'll really depend. I have no idea if I'm leaving or when I'm leaving, and usually I buy a ticket about a week before I leave anyways.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll be gone for like 3 years. You never know.
Yeah, on tour.
Literally. On
Duh.
tour.
Duh.
She's gonna be the next Disney princess to whatever movie comes out.
Legit. And I've been well, one of the things that kind of happened, I've had a group program I know I mentioned last time. It's getting revamped, relaunched as like the Bold community. And, you know, it's for us to all walk in our bravery, walk as our bold self, be who we're meant to be, and to have the somatics, the neuroscience, the community, the accountability to be able to take those steps. And it's such an incredible program because like you're immersed in it daily, Monday through Thursday, for like 15 minutes a day, so you can always fit it into your schedule, right? And it's just like this incredible, amazing community of people who are, you know, ready to really fully live their lives, ready to make a life an adventure. And I had that download when that song came, like the relaunch of the community. I already knew that this was going to happen 2 years ago, but I was like waiting for the song, like for it to actually be coming out. The song will be releasing soon.
Oh my God, so exciting.
Yeah.
So like what, all platforms, Spotify?
Yes, it'll be all platforms. I am hesitant to give a date just in case, although something just did solidify where it might be very possible to have the date in mind that I wrote down.
Gosh, so exciting.
Well, it won't be 1 year later. It would be 2 years later. So it's taken a process. But I will soon. Soon as the
We will post
Yeah,
it
we
on
will
all
tag.
of our things.
Of course,
So,
we will tag her so you guys can
you
follow
can use it in your
along.
reels, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, so
Yeah.
exciting.
You know. And another thing is I'm just going to be doing a lot of these speaking engagements, these performances. So this is going to be a big part of, you know, I've done a lot of speaking engagements.
You're going on your press tour, bitch. Like, let's go. Happy to be the first.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just finding more spaces to just do this more. There's just something about it that's going to need to be continued.
Yeah.
And, I have many songs in my back pocket to create these experiences. And one song can create like a 15-minute experience because I do a lot of different things, or even a 30-minute experience because of the breath work and the tapping.
Yeah.
So
The tapping and the chanting at the end was like the perfect little cherry on top.
Oh yeah.
Because I love to chant. Like,
Oh,
I don't.
you know
It's
it.
like so deep in me. Like something about chanting and like the group ohms, like makes my body vibrate in a way that like I can't get there unless I'm like doing breath
group
work
energy.
or like
That's why I make everybody do the big sighs of relief, like the
Yeah.
audibles, exhale, like
I do the same
audible
thing.
exhales, like yes, like
yeah, but
make that
just
sound.
the
do
om
the-
too. Like om to sing the other day, like I was like woof,
Yeah.
like just the om, like the vibration in the
Music is
body,
powerful.
yeah, especially in a
Medicine.
group, group
Music is
setting.
medicine.
Yeah.
And which is also why, you know, it's really important to share the song with people who have been in these experiences, because it triggers the part in your brain and it brings you back to the healing that you experienced. It brings you back to that brave, bold version of you that you were able to embody in a meditation. You're like, oh, I'm not in the community, in the space right now. Like, how do I do this right before I'm doing it? You listen to the song and it's like brings you back in.
That's
We
why I
just
do
sang
it
it
with
the
my
other day.
my playlist. Like
Yeah.
people ask me all the time for my playlist, and I keep my Spotify.
Playlists.
My Spotify is public, and I'm always like, you can go back because you should go and listen to it because you'll re-trigger your mind to that positive experience when the emotion's coming up, and that's how you rewire the neural pathways. That's why breathwork is the breathwork journeys that I do here, because we re-feel, we don't have to relive, we re-feel it, and then we transform it into something beautiful. The second half of the class is a transformation of that energy, instead of just talk therapy, right? You just bring it up, you feel it, and then you just leave. You're like, oh great, I just had to do that again.
You have to transmute it.
You have to turn it into light. You have to change it.
Yep.
Not just
Transmute the energy.
yeah.
Yeah, I said it the other day. I like sent a Frey song in the group chat, and I was like, "Doesn't this like just bring you back to a time where you're like scream singing in your car as a kid?" Like, just it's so true. Music has an ability to like literally take you back, or even just like shows. Like, I'll cry more in a movie if they play like a good song than I will if like the acting is good. Like, you play a song, I'm like fucking sobbing. You know.
And I'm here for lasting transformation in all the ways.
Exactly.
You know, maybe that's through my book, or like, you know, some people learn through reading. Some people learn through coaching. Some people learn through group programs. Some people learn through music.
Visual, audible, all the things, hands-on.
And so I'm making sure all of it is available.
Yeah, that's so epic.
Yeah.
So
good.
beautiful. We appreciate you so much,
I
and we're
appreciate
so
you guys.
grateful. I know, we're so grateful you
God.
came back on and that you're the first after a while.
I feel honored.
I know.
I feel truly honored.
All
I
meant
was
to
happy.
be.
It was good to be back. And we're going to do a yoga open mic night, clearly. And we're going to have an event where she performs her amazing magic here. So keep an eye out on the schedule. We'll obviously like post on all the things. So we're happy to have her share her energy in this community space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As always, that's
Wait.
a reminder.
Is there one thing that you want to just be brave? Like your
Well-
one lasting message for
well-
our community?
Well, be brave.
Yep.
Be bold. Be who you're meant to be.
Yep.
Because when you get to that place, nothing can stop you.
Literally fucking nothing.
Nothing.
And like, I'm living proof of that. Taylor's living, like, we are all living, walking proof of, you know, trusting the universe, honoring that it's working for us, even when it doesn't fucking seem like it. And you're questioning. If you're questioning your reality and like questioning yourself, you're probably in the middle of it. If you're like, oh my God, I don't know, but I do
Yeah.
know, and I'm fucking feel nuts. Like, what the hell is happening? But I just know in my heart this is like what
Right. Yeah.
has to happen.
That's going to be the title of the episode. Be brave, be bold, be who you're meant to be.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Right
Yeah.
then and there.
I love
Do
it.
it.
Okay. Take us out, Aim.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Really expel all the energy out. Inhale in through the nose. Open your mind, open your heart. Really allow the messages of this episode to resonate with you. And then just let it go. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys. We love you so much.
Thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to what we have to say. It means the world. As always, we want to end this episode by reminding you that we are not medical professionals and we are not giving any type of medical advice. We are simply sharing our experience and solutions.
We are here with the intentions of reminding you that you are never alone and that everyone's healing journey is unique to the individual. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms to stay updated. Stay well, Sacred Rebels. See you next time.